What's going on, everybody? It's the Bulls Show, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we've got a Chicago Bulls and Milwaukee Bucks game reaction to provide for you guys. And although the Bulls got their ass handed to them once again by an NBA team, and obviously by a good team this time around, well, ladies and gentlemen, I am smiling today, ladies and gentlemen. I am very, very happy. And yes, obviously it's for bad reasons. Of course, I want the Bulls to do as good as possible, but the reason why I'm smiling is that the All-Star break is approaching, which means I don't have to watch Bulls basketball for another week. And I think that is something to celebrate, because this Bulls team is truly, truly, truly washed in every sense of the word. They are just unbelievably bad at this point in time. They can't seem to buy a win. They can't seem to buy a bucket. Their defense is getting a lot worse as well. So there's a lot of negatives that goes towards the Bulls season thus far. But what makes me smile is that I can spend the rest of this holiday not having to watch a Bulls game anymore. And I'm going to take that every day of the week. Now, of course, I'll still be uploading Bulls videos for those guys who are worried about me not uploading. I will still upload Bulls videos, but that's maybe 15 minutes of recording a video, maybe a couple of hours of editing and uploading. I can handle that, no problems. But watching 2 to 3 hours of the Bulls suck every two days, I'm happy I don't have to experience that for a while. And again, we're going to be talking about that final game between the Bulls and the Bucks before that All-Star break in this video. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show, turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Bulls' overall game today, your player of the game, your thoughts and opinions on how well or how poorly the Bulls played in your eyes. The scoreline kind of flattered us in many ways. We lost this game only by 12 points. It was 112 to 100. But let's be honest, the Bucks were pretty much manhandling us the whole game. They were around 15 to 20 points ahead of us the entire time. You got guys like Brook Lopez, who had an incredible game this time out. Javon Carter, very, very good game for him this time out. Again, you're letting guys that don't often cook, individuals cook this team. So that's not surprising, but at the same time, the people that kind of, hurt us was a little bit surprising. Again, Javon Carter is someone that I never see as a guy that could drop 30 points on a team at any given time. But again, we made him look extremely good out there. And Brook Lopez, obviously, Brook Lopez is a fantastic center. I'm not going to take anything away from him. But I'd never expect Brook Lopez to drop 30 points on a team. Maybe that's just me being naive or insecure, whatever. But at the end of the day, I just don't see that from him. And he ended up doing that in this game as well, which is, of course, congratulations to Brook Lopez. But let's be honest, did you guys really think the Bulls were going to win this game? Look, there's a narrative that this Bulls team beats good teams. And I'll get to that narrative a little bit later, but let's just quickly talk about the positives of this game before we do something like that, because, again, I think this good team beating good teams is getting close to a myth at this point. So let's quickly talk about some positives. The only big positives I could take away from this game is that Vucevic held his own in many ways against Brook Lopez. Yes, Brook Lopez had the better game, I believe, but I think Nikola Vucevic had a 22 and 16 rebound performance against one of the premier shot blockers, one of the best defenders in the NBA in Brook Lopez. So I give Nikola Vucevic his respect and his credit for today's game, even though he was relatively inefficient. But outside of that, the positive I take away from this game is that we saw a lot of young guys play. Of course, the normal guys that you see, Kobe White got a start in this game. I've been wanting Kobe White to kind of at least start one game every now and then, because he's earned a start in my opinion. And fair play to him. Of course, it's because of other guys' injuries, but Kobe White got a start in this game. Io, of course, Pat, we know those guys, but Dalen Terry had a great game in this time out, 11 points, career high in points, solid defensively, one of the better bench players that we've seen today. Huge bonus for Dalen Terry. And again, why has this guy not played all season? We can clearly see he's NBA ready. Again, he's only played 3 games, and yes, the Bulls have lost all 3 games, I believe, in terms of significant minutes for Dalen Terry. But I truly believe this guy's NBA ready. I think he's good around the rim. I think his energy and his defense is NBA ready, NBA level ready. What I'll say is there are many, many guys out there in this league that doesn't do as much as Dalen Terry did in those last 3 games that are considered NBA ready. So why isn't Dalen Terry NBA ready? That's the question that ultimately the answer is just he is ready. That's my answer to the situation. He's NBA ready. Yes, he might not be put him on a championship team and let him compete ready, let him start ready or anything like that. But in terms of being a role player in an NBA team, I believe 100% Dalen Terry is ready to be that type of player. So when guys like Derek Jones, Javonte Green, Alex Crusoe, all of those guys will eventually return, I know Dalen Terry is not going to get that many minutes anymore. But what I will say is I'm extremely proud of how he capitalized on those minutes when he's gotten them this season. So I'll take that every day of the week for Dalen Terry. And of course, I hope he still gets minutes even when those guys return. What are we competing for? Let's be honest. A play-in spot? Really? Is that what we want? Well, okay, if we're going to go for a play-in spot, then maybe Dalen Terry doesn't play because other guys will just be in the rotation ahead of him. But I don't see that as worth not playing Dalen Terry. I'd much rather get his experience and his games up in the final stretch of this season compared to, I guess, going for a play-in spot, a low play-in spot as well, because let's be honest, this Bulls team is now on a 6-game losing streak. I don't see them going on a 6-game winning streak. I just can't see it at this point in time. So, yeah, just let the young guy play, man. Let him get his opportunities. But nonetheless, of course, Carlick Jones played a little bit in this game. Malcolm Hill played a little bit in this game. Tony Bradley looked like the best center of all time in 3 minutes of action in his minutes and his game. So again, there were some positives in the fact that we saw guys that we don't usually get to see play this game. Some of it was garbage time minutes. Obviously, for Dalen Terry's case, he was a big important part of the team today. So I'll take that in terms of a positive. But the negatives. We lost basically without Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's one thing. He obviously entered the game. I think he hurt his wrist. Look, despite the fact that it's Giannis, I really do feel sorry for him. Again, it's very, very unfortunate when guys like that get injured in the way that they did. And Giannis got injured essentially by making a good play, by going and competing for a block, by chasing down Kobe White and things like that. And yes, I feel bad for Giannis. Again, it's a very unfortunate injury and it can happen to anybody. So I feel bad for Giannis, but obviously the Bulls didn't really matter. The Bulls ended up losing with Giannis out of the lineup for most of that game. So that's a negative in its own right, but I wish Giannis the best. I hope he's going to be ready for the All-Star appearance. I hope he gets to select his team. I hope he does better at selecting his team and everything in between. Again, I wish Giannis nothing but the best. In terms of the game itself, the Bulls defensively, I think we gave up way too many threes, open threes as well. All of Milwaukee Bucks shots for the most part, maybe outside of the second half, because I actually thought steals-wise, we got a lot of steals in that second half in the fourth quarter as well. But in terms of the first half of that game, a little bit in the third quarter, our defense just gave up a lot of open threes, and Milwaukee got most of their shots the way that they wanted to get those shots. That's one thing. Again, I think our offense has just been disastrous for a long time now. Again, DeMar DeRozan being out doesn't help that. But again, we're the same team with DeMar or without DeMar DeRozan in the lineup. We're just a team that is mentally unstable in many ways. We give up too many leads. And when we have leads, we blow them away and things like that. That's exactly what... Again, that's what we are. That's what we're known for. And no, we didn't have a massive lead in this game, but to see the Bulls struggle offensively at this point, it's not a surprise. We are one of the worst offensive teams in the NBA, which is stunning to me because this team, when I look at the core of Zach, DeMar, and Vooch, right, you think defensively they're going to be one of the worst combos or, I guess, big threes in the NBA, but offensively they should be one of the best. I'm starting to believe now it's the opposite. Now, of course, they're not great defensively, but this team defensively is not terrible. But offensively, this team has been shocking for a while now, and that's with the big three here. So, extremely disappointing. We've got to see more from this Bulls team. But again, I don't really care what we see anymore. I just want this season to end. I want this season to be over with and done with. If we're tanking, great. Let us lose every game from now on. Let us tank. Let us go and get that first pick if we really want to. Or let's go and get a top 4 pick if we really want to. If that's where the direction is going to go, fantastic. Off we go. Go and do it. If you're going to go for a play-in spot, as much as I couldn't care less about the play-in, because I know we're not going to make any big impact in the playoffs, fine, go and get a play-in spot. To me, it doesn't matter anymore. It's autopilot mode, like I said before. But before I go and just enjoy the rest of my holiday and make Bulls videos the way that I want to make Bulls videos, I'm going to say this. There is this myth that this Bulls team, I guess, only loses to bad teams and beats good teams. Again, I think we're starting to see at the end of this season, or coming to the end of this season, that we have also lost to a lot of good teams as well. There's no exception about that. What I always found interesting is that again, there was a point where we're just unbelievably good against good teams and just really, really bad against bad teams. And I always said I would prefer that, because at the end of the day, losing to bad teams should not be a consistent thing for the Bulls going forward. Well, lo and behold, it has been consistent for most of this season, which is extremely disappointing. But now we're starting to see this Bulls team lose to a lot of bad teams. A lot of good teams, sorry. I can list some of these teams for you if you'd like. Now, granted, some of these teams we have beaten before, so take it with a pinch of salt in that regard. But let's look at some of the teams that we've lost to at the top of the East and the Western Conference. We've lost to... Let's start with the Boston Celtics. We've lost to the Boston Celtics. We've lost to the Brooklyn Nets. We've lost to... who else is good in the East? We've lost to Philly, I believe, as well. That's 3 teams right there. We've lost to... I don't think we've lost to Miami, in all fairness. We've lost to teams like New York. We've lost to teams like Atlanta. We've lost to the Raptors. And I'm sure I'm missing a few from the East for sure. Again, losing to mediocre teams like the Magic and stuff like that. So we've lost to good teams in the East. Looking at the West, we've lost to Denver. We got smacked by Denver. We lost to the Pelicans twice. We lost to the Warriors. We lost to Phoenix. Again, we lost to the Clippers. You see where I'm going with this? Yes, we have beaten some of these teams as well. But at the same time, we've lost to most of these teams also. So this myth that the Bulls only beat good teams, I don't believe in it anymore. I believed in it halfway through the season. I don't believe in it now, because we're losing to everybody at this point. And that's just the way that it is. We lost to Milwaukee today as well. I don't know if I even mentioned them, but we lost to Milwaukee today. So there you go. This Bulls team does not have any sort of, I guess, oh yeah, we only beat the good teams and we only lose to the bad teams. They don't have that. Last season, you could say that. That was an argument for this Bulls team. We only beat the good team. We only beat the bad teams, lost to the good teams. This season, we're just truly losing to everybody. And things will have to improve. But again, it's obviously going to be easier said than done. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. And again, go down the list. I'm sure I've missed some teams. There are so many teams that we've lost to that are considered good teams in the NBA. There might be very few and far between teams that we've actually consistently beaten more times than one, or again won a series against and stuff like that. That's again, it's something that doesn't usually happen for this Bulls team, but it is what it is. Moving into the must improve in the play of the game, I truly don't care about any of this. My must improve to me means nothing. This whole team is just terrible, so the whole team will need to improve. My play of the game is Vooch, but it doesn't matter. I don't even remember the Bulls' record at this point. We're just 6 games below 500. That's all I remember. And the next game is against Brooklyn in over a week's time. So be prepared for all of that. Enjoy your break. I'm going to enjoy my break so much. I'm going to enjoy the life out of this break. And I hope you guys do too, because at the end of the day, Bulls fans will all feel the same in many ways. We all feel the misery of watching the Bulls basketball. So I think for most of us, we're just ecstatic to see it go away. Just go away for a week. I don't want to look at the Bulls anymore for a week. You know, this is the Bulls show. I don't even want to look at my own channel anymore because of how the Bulls play. I just go. Just go back to Chicago. Just disappear for a week. I don't want to see you again. I'll see you next week. It's like taking a break from work in many ways, a sabbatical or a leave of absence or anything like that. Just go away for a week, please. You know, that's what I feel like with this Bulls team. So I'm thankful that I'm going to get that opportunity, and I'm thankful that you guys will also get that opportunity. But nevertheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.